What would you say if I said that the premium streaming business is a real loser? I'm really not kidding. What if I said it's going to be a big loser for quite some time? Would you be surprised if I said that somebody was going to sell off their streaming business by the end of 2023? By the end of 2024? Would you be skeptical? Probably going to happen. And it's looking like we've got a long road in front of us for many of these companies to achieve profitability with their streaming arms. In fact, it's quite possible some of them will never get to that point. The next 2 quarters are going to be rough. Let's dive in. Here we go. So it's another quarter and another negative number, and we need to get used to that because no media company is going to be escaping that giant gaping hole of red ink for a long, long time. Netflix is the only streamer out there at the moment that's even rocking a profit. The entire sector outside of Netflix is in the red. As the analysis suggests here, there will likely be no change in the next quarter or two, but that's really not surprising. See, all of these services, all of them, continue to ramp up creation, or they go out and purchase other original content. That's a costly game. It's incredibly expensive. Disney's notable shortfall in this last quarter was specifically related to the expense of direct-to-consumer production. It's $1.5 billion red ink mark that is just, insurmountable at the moment. But as you can see here, only one of these companies actually has overwhelming revenue. Well, at least as opposed to expenses, and it's the granddaddy of them all, Netflix. It's been around a long, long time. They've built up quite a stable of original content over that period of time, and it makes everything a little bit cheaper. Disney and their investors are learning a hard lesson that subscribers don't translate into profits. They do, however, potentially translate into former customers if you don't get your ish together. Believe me, we've seen that happen before. And as I've been mentioning, none of these numbers that we're looking at here are going to keep the media giants from laying off workers, which we've already been seeing in droves and droves. It's a fait accompli. It's well past time to tighten the belt. You should have done it months ago, maybe even 18 months ago. That way, you could keep some of the good talent that you have around. But now, you're too far down the road. It's too far gone. It's too late. And that talent is going to walk out the door, and they may become a competitor, believe it or not. Or they may sell what they make to a competitor. They may just move on. It's the worst loss of all. And then, of course, we're looking at something for almost all of these entities: collapsing stock prices. And almost nobody's escaping here. And this is only going to get worse and steeper, as you've seen in my videos from last week. They're going to take another knock in 2023. That's going to hit pretty hard. Imagine Disney losing another 25% of value. Imagine Warner, Paramount. Pretty steep. On average, if you look at the whole sector, which is kind of what I try to do, and you see all these red bars here that we're looking at, the whole sector is taking about a 40% loss on average, at least as far as the stock price is concerned, market cap, the like. And they also have exactly the same issue for the most part. This issue isn't going to change. It's only going to get worse. It's something I've been talking about for a while as well. Churn will determine this phase of the streaming war. Yeah. Hanging on to customers, keeping them longer, and getting new customers cheaper, that's going to be the name of the game. And it's going to be very, very difficult in the midst of a recession. Some analysts, including those listed here in this VIP article, and specifically from this VIP article, see ad tiers as the saving grace for these streamers, at least as far as profitability is concerned. And that's a whole lot of grace to depend upon. The ARPU is still truly the only metric that anyone should be paying attention to. And I'm not convinced that these ad tiers are going to boost revenue so substantially that it will make a significant difference in the next 2 quarters. If we are to gauge public opinion, public reception, when it comes to an ad tier service, at least as an add-on to what you may have already had, or as an opportunity to get something you don't have, I think this quarter's results for Netflix are going to be the things that are going to be, the most important to pay attention to. See, the adoption of this new service should basically set the watermark for what to expect for these other services just getting into this ad tier model. Can't really look at Peacock really. And Discovery Warner is a weird one. So HBO Max, we're going to have to temper expectations for as well. But I would say, again, the benchmark here is going to be set by what happens with Netflix. And to be clear, I suspect that Disney will use the next few weeks to tamp down expectations across the board, not just obviously for their streaming products or even their company as a whole. I think they're just going to try to tamp it all down. In fact, I think they're going to actively try to reset expectations of all of the metrics for investors, not just subscriber count, ARPU, all of that. I think they're going to take advantage of the second restructure in the last couple of years and just kind of, well, I don't know, distract investors once again. No one else is going to change their guidance here in any of this stuff, any of these streaming entities. I think they're going to stick with the plans that they set in place, specifically for Peacock and HBO Max, because they are really kind of confined by very rigid budgetary restrictions. I don't think they're capable of shifting it up on the fly. And Netflix has no reason to, because they're doing okay. If they have a little bit more growth and a little bit more ARPU, I think Netflix is going to come out smelling like a rose at a time when these other services are going to continue to struggle. As for the outside non-premium services out there, I think that they'll likely continue to grow. More and more people are reverting to the fast channels that we were talking about last week. A lot of people are really invested in those, and I think they should be. It's nice to have something that's essentially free outside of, the few moments it takes to watch an ad. Of course, many of you were sharing that use a lot of the fast stuff on your laptop, so you're able to use ad blockers to kind of skip through some of that as well. So, well, more power to you. But I think that they're those particular things are going to grow past their modest projections, and especially since we're going to be dealing with a very challenging economy through the spring of 2023. But I could be wrong, and often, well, not often, but once in a while I am. But what do you think? Do you see great gains ahead for these premium streamers? Do you think they're going to grow a lot? Going to make a lot of money? Are setting your sights on some kind of an ad tier service with one of these things, just to give it a go, or to maybe downshift from a more expensive plan you already have? I'm kind of curious about that. And are the streaming offerings actually holding back these once great entertainment behemoths? The fact that they've decided to distract themselves with them? Maybe. I'm looking right now at Sony and going, maybe you have the right idea. Maybe not. Anyway, please feel free to utilize the comment section down below. And hopefully we can have like a conversation about it. I think it'd be kind of nice. And, this is a little more lighthearted video, so, got something you want to say, great time to use the comments for that. And of course, I'm going to always encourage you to support other independent creators here on the platform. They certainly do use and appreciate anything that you can do to help bolster their channel, which of course is easy. It's just like, share, subscribe, comment. Those things really do help. They really do. And don't forget to hit the bell for notifications so that you don't miss anything anybody that you like makes, because that happens a lot, especially after they make a video that challenges the system. Ooh. Anyway. And with that, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. And until next time, bye. And don't forget to check out my Rumble at rumble.com/CultureCasino. And don't forget to check out my Rumble at rumble.com/CultureCasino.
Thanks for visiting today. Be sure you're subscribed and hit that for alerts.
Yay!
Of course, like and share all of the videos that you can, as it helps with the algorithm. Have a great day.